Alright guys, it's time. Today,
Best be careful in this
we build
swamp.
Lethal Lily.
There are lots of snakes and spiders that would just love
Let's go.
to sink their teeth into you. Now, come along into my lair. I'll be sure to take good care of you, my pretty.
And before we get too deep in this video, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep sharing and keep our channel growing. Alright guys, today is finally the day. Lethal Lily, the witch, has come home. So excited to see this one. Not going to really go over the box this time. It is a really awesome box. It's awesome. They put it on every side, so you're in a store, you're definitely going to see her. But yeah, I really don't want to wait too much, so let's go ahead and get her built. Please ignore whatever you may see over here to the right. And let's get her built.
You didn't see anything, right? Yes.
All right, and as we get her box open, we see we've got the instructions. We're just gonna kind of pull everything out. But I just want to kind of show you the top of the box, kind of what it's looking like here. So this is what you're gonna get as soon as you open up the box. You see her hair already poking out. Let's get everything out and we'll go over everything. All right guys, so just one more pass through just to show you everything that was in the box. So we have her hat with her hair already connected. She also has a lily in her hair. Over here you have her base. This looks to be like her waist. Again, I haven't really figured out what this is. Maybe like a back or something. We have, looks like her two arms. There's a piece of her staff. The frog is really awesome. He is really big. Her hand is a lot bigger than my hand. And the frog is also really, really huge. Just damn huge. I had no idea it was gonna look this big in person.
That's what she said.
Michael.
These are here are her single post. That's clothing back here in the back. An adapter. This is her second hand with the top portion of her staff. Then we have like her chest and her mech, and then her head. This is really awesome. Very cool to just touch and kind of see her eyes move and her eyelids and stuff. Much different than when we built Sinister Steve, you know, when you got that mask, it's like 400 times too big. This is really awesome, so I'm really excited to get her going and see what she's gonna look like. All right guys, and just to show you, there is a quick reference. Basically the instructions are right on the box. So it's pretty awesome. So kind of her inner layer of her top. You can actually just refer to this instead of having to flip those papers around. So pretty awesome. We're gonna probably use the instructions on the side of the box, but since this is the first page, we're gonna start. So we're basically just gonna start out with her base. We're gonna get that sat on the ground. We're then gonna connect the one pole system right up. So we're gonna be looking at B and C are gonna be connected to the base. And then we're gonna take that little swiveling arm, and we're actually gonna connect that to B for support. All right, guys, so we got our base down. So now it's time to start connecting these posts. Mikey, you wanna help me out? So there is B. I'll go ahead and press it if you wanna push it down. There you go. And now we're gonna go right into C, do the same thing. Repeat the process. Got it upside down, buddy. Okay, once you get that connected, getting a lot of blur here today. Now you're just gonna pull this support staff. I'm just gonna connect it right to that centerpiece. All right, now that we have that first section done, we're gonna move over to the second. Now we wanna get her dress, her bloody dress, and we wanna go ahead and run that straight down. And then after the dress, we're gonna go ahead and connect that little center waist piece right here. And those pieces I had never seen before, those little lock keys, we're actually gonna have those on this as well. So we're gonna take those, remove them, and just put it back. All right guys, so we've added the dress now. And there is like a black piece inside. So here's kind of a thick felt. This is just to help give it shape. So you do want to make sure the post goes down the center of that black felt, so that way it gives it some shape to make it look like she has some legs. All right, now we're going to go ahead and connect her waist. And it looks like we have to get that lock key off of there first. Let me help you out with that. Okay, once you get the waist on, you're just going to connect it back here to these two little posts, and you're going to add the lock key. That way when you lift her up, just it doesn't pull the whole dress. It's funny, I've never seen that before, and now second prop in a row that I've got that on. All right, guys, so moving on to the next step now. Now we're going to be attaching basically her torso, her chest, and the control box as well. We're going to go ahead and get that attached. All right, now we're going to go ahead and hook up her torso here. Mikey, if you can help me out. And press the button and just make it snap. Okay, so we got the first cord down. And now we're going to go ahead, while we got her still partially built, we're going to go ahead and add in her AC adapter. It's going to plug in right up top up here. And now with this, we can actually go ahead and drop this down her dress. That way we don't have to worry about that later on. That'll already be at the bottom for us to find. Go ahead and feed all that cord in there. And after that, we're gonna go ahead and pull her dress up because we've got everything really taken care of there. We're gonna make sure we don't lose her IR sensor. And then we're also gonna go ahead and put her shirt in before we start putting on the arms.
Good. Why don't you go back in and take that shower so you can get a shirt on?
All right, guys. So now that we are doing her shirt, we're going to go straight to getting her arms on. I've only Velcroed in like one place just to keep her shirt up so far. So now I'm going to start to go and get each arm down one at a time. All right, so we have both of her arms. We have H on the right, and then Mikey made a good point. L is for the left. Oh, so it's our left, but her right. Once you get up here and you get this connected, you do want to make sure that these are plugged in as you go. That's going to get your electricity to your staff and to your frog. We're going to go ahead and build out her right side, starting with her hand. So we're going to go ahead and get her staff started. First thing we want to do is connect those two wires. Okay. Once you get that connected, now you're just going to connect the hand to H. All right, now we're going to put the remaining two pieces of her staff together. They're already connected by one wire. All right, so what you would do is pull the wire out on one side here, and then on the end, these should connect together, and then they should get a little twist. Just going to fit this in the hole, lift her hand up, connect her two wires, and you'll hear a snap. So now we're going to kind of fit this additional cord. It's going to go up into her staff. And then just like the staff below, it's going to go into this. Once it goes in, we should be able to give it a little twist. I'm going to do that real quick. And through the magic of editing there, we've got this twisted and ready to go. It does twist a few times for it to finally kind of click in. But now we have one side. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to attack the left side, which is the frog. All right, now we're going to connect the left hand, which is holding the frog. Go ahead and reach up, Meeks. All right, now we're going to go ahead and connect this other hand to L. You're only going in one hole there. You pull her arm up. Okay, we're just going to match these holes up. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. And then we can pull this. And then there she is. And again, look at the just size of that frog, you know. Like his head is like almost the size of my fist. He is pretty big. So far we are getting really, really close. And this is the good stuff. We're gonna start to connect her head. All right, so now it's time to finally get her head on there. So let's go ahead and get that going. We're also gonna make sure we attach her wire while we're in there as well. All right, guys, before we put the head on, I just kind of wanted to show her off again. So yeah, she looks really awesome, nice and tight. So first time I watched a couple of videos, I believe. I hadn't noticed the, kind of the cracking or the separation in the head on anybody's videos, but I'm just gonna kind of show that up. I'm not sure if that's normal or not, but it should be covered up by her hair anyway. But yeah, the functionality of her mouth, her eyes, all that good stuff is really cool. I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. I don't wanna end up breaking something or pulling something off. But yeah, let's go ahead and get her head on. So it's just this one pole here. It's gonna go straight up, and that's where that screw is gonna go. There's actually a screw, it looks like it's already in there for us. And then we're gonna connect these wires. That screw is gonna keep her in place. All right, just to show you guys how this works. So we're gonna kind of line up her head. You see there's a screw inside. Could be Phillips head or straight. And we're just gonna tighten this. You loosen it up first. You don't have to completely remove it. That's not necessary. Just loosen it to where the other bar can get there. And you just tighten it to where it's, just hand tight. I wouldn't go too crazy. You don't want to strip anything out. You want to be able to take her apart at the end of the season. But yeah, feels pretty good. Her head's holding. I can actually hear the inside. I'm gonna see if you can actually see in there. Just if anybody wants to see maybe the servos or something like that, you can see a little bit of that from this angle. Not sure if the lighting's working out on the camera or not. But let's build her. It's getting kind of hot out here. I don't want to damage her in the heat. Okay, while I'm back here, this is that kind of mystery piece that I had. Did have a key in it as well. And this is actually going to end up being her back. So I've got that. I'm going to go ahead and add this key back on there again. And at this point, it's actually telling us to attach the IR sensor. I had already did that once I put her shirt on. So we are in good shape, just kind of double checking while we're in there. Now it's time to go ahead and seal up her back and get her covered up. So we'll pretty much have her built with the exception of a few accessories like her hat. All right, now next on the list, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get this kind of creepy cloth. We're gonna get that put on, and we're also gonna go ahead and tie her rope around the center, kind of holding everything in place. And then the final step, we're gonna go ahead and put on her hair. And then, yeah, maybe we'll do a couple of demos. Let's go ahead and get her finished up real quick though. Gonna go ahead and fix up part of her outfit on her neck. She's definitely coming to life here. All right, I'm just gonna kind of zoom back out. So I just got it on the back. Well, needed 2 hands for that. So here, we're just gonna kind of pull this around her shoulder, let it go down the center. The opposite side, we're gonna do the same thing. Thank you, Mikey. It's getting a little harder with these taller ones because Mikey can't reach up to that 7-foot line. You're a little bit lopsided, girl, just letting you know. Now, once you get this here, you want to tie these ropes. So you're going to pull this 2 over, and there's a single. With one hand, I'm just going to pull this 1 through the single there, and I'm going to pull it tight, but not too tight, because if you see, it went up into her outfit here, so I'm going to kind of loosen it. It's okay if it hangs a little bit, as long as it just kind of keeps in the creepy cloth in place. All right, and now it's time for the finishing touch. All right, so here is her hair and her hat all in one place. There's a piece of Velcro. I don't know if you can kind of barely make it out through her hair back here in the center. And then there's a Velcro right here counteracting. So just want to kind of go over. And it looks like there's going to be a Velcro also in the front that I didn't even see. So I'm going to go ahead and connect those. I'm going to need both hands, and I'll be right back.
Happy Halloween! Oh, the stars are in perfect alignment tonight. It must be nearly time to help the spirits arise. Oh, I'm so happy you've come to help celebrate. And so have all my critters slithering around your feet.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look. I went ahead and turned her volume down. She's on kind of like a continuous mode. I definitely want to show off her face and all of her eyes, all that good stuff. But yeah, from really top to bottom, really awesome prop. I gotta say, arguably the best animatronic of the season. I know that'll probably get some people triggered that are really obsessed with Spirit and things like that. But overall, I mean, this is really amazing. A lot of people talk about how it's compared to Disney animatronics at Disneyland and Disney World, and absolutely, it is so cool. Her mouth movement, her eyes, you know, watching her you know, close her eyes and things like that, the different directions she can look. This is definitely, I mean, for 250 bucks, you can get this, you know, or for 350 bucks, you can get the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Spirit that pretty much just makes a rev-in sound and moves his arms a little bit. So you have to kind of start thinking about what the value is in this stuff. I'm not trying to, you know, kind of have that battle between Spirit and Home Depot necessarily, but this is just definitely altogether a better prop than I'm used to seeing. We will do some night videos. We might add it to this, or we might do them separately. But you can see like their green lights. We'll definitely see that better at night. Like I said earlier, when kind of unboxing her, her hand is pretty much bigger than mine, so she's pretty good sized. Overall, just a really awesome prop all the way, just top to bottom. And again, just to kind of like finish up again on her face, just really impressed. You guys saw Sinister Steve last week with the oversized mask, and it's sucking in and popping out and dents in the head. This right here is very realistic. It's even all the way across. It's connected. You know, I can barely poke anything in because it's made for the face. It's given just enough give to be able to allow the mouth to open and close. Looks like the paint on the teeth probably could have been a little bit better, but you're really not going to notice that when you're kind of seeing her talk, especially at night inside of like our haunt. But yeah, overall, very excited with the purchase. Took a while to get here, but man, I am really excited to have her a part of the collection. And again, like I said, arguably probably the best prop of the year.
I've been brewing a new potion, and I just need a few ingredients that you seem to have. One eye, a liver, a femur. You won't miss them at all. I promise that it will be quick and mostly painless. Did you know I've lived hundreds of years? I know, shocking considering my good looks, eh? All it takes is a special salve. Blood sure does the trick for this old skin. And you have just the right type. You know what they say, beauty is pain. Now, you best be careful in this swamp. There are lots of snakes and spiders that would just love to sink their teeth into you. Now, come along into my lair. I'll be sure to take good care of you, my pretty. Oh, you want to leave? It's well known that those who enter my lair never leave. Now come along. I've been waiting for you for quite some time. And, dearie, you'll be fine. A fine potion to make me immortal. I've been brewing a new potion, and I just need a few ingredients that you seem to have. One eye, a liver, a femur. You won't miss them at all. I promise that it will be quick and mostly painless.
Don't forget to subscribe.